Good evening, everyone. I am Miranda and you are here with May Yoga. Today's video is going to be an evening yoga practice. It's a series of steps that are going to help release the tension of the day and prepare you for a better night of sleep. Yay! If this is your first time practicing with me, I ask that you look in the description below this video and find the link for a separate video called Tips for a Safe Yoga Practice and watch that first. This set of poses that I have made for you today are actually really important to combine with deep breathing. When you combine them, controlled movements, deep breathing, that is going to help activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which counteracts stress and allows your body to kind of come into a more relaxed state and therefore get a better night's sleep. So, prop-wise, I would say today you do want to have some nice pillows, some good blankets, anything that's going to help you be a bit more comfortable, especially if you decide to stay with me for the affirmation work at the end of the physical exercise today, as well as a yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, you can always use those pillows, those blankets, but the yoga block will come in handy when we do Janushirshasana, the forward fold. We're going to use this to kind of press it into our forehead to help ground us. And that gentle pressure there is going to actually help relax the face, especially around these eyes. And again, relax the mind, activate that parasympathetic nervous system, all helping our mind prepare for sleep. And then, of course, the always important prop, water whenever you need it. Okay, so moving together to a balasana, to a child's pose to begin. This would be a nice way to kind of ground us, starting getting us connected to the earth. So sitting back on your heels, opening your knees about as wide as the mat. Your big toes stay touching, dropping the hands to the mat, and then walking yourself forward. Drawing the body forward. If this is difficult for you, you can always grab some pillows, bring them under for support under your torso, or if your booty is not connecting to your heels, maybe putting a blanket or pillow back there. But relaxing fully here. We're going to go here for about a minute so the forehead connects down to the earth or to that pillow if you're not that flexible. Just allowing the face to start relaxing. Slowing down the breath. Making this slightly active because your arms are forward, but not really pulling that much. For now, just begin to melt a little bit. Drawing attention to your breath. You really want to be mindful of taking deep inhalations and then equal exhalations. Allowing the hips to open a little more, the arms relaxing. And taking 2 more slow breaths here, really connecting all parts of the body to the breath. And on your next inhale, start to walk the hands, bringing them back towards the torso. And we're going to come up to a tabletop position, Varmanasana. So bringing the feet about hip-width distance apart. Walk the hands forward, coming up, hands and knees tabletop. So from here, we're going to do a little shoulder work. You're going to take the right arm and you're going to swim it through, so you're coming down a bit on that upper arm, forearm, sorry, and then that left arm is going to be on top. You're going to start where your palms are faced up and you're going to cross the arms over, letting the forehead touch if you can. If you need that pillow, it's fine. Just getting a really beautiful opening, especially into the left upper arm. Stretching that space between the shoulder blades. Again, that forehead is connected down, allowing the face to start to relax a bit more. And then slowly, gently coming up to bringing the forearms a bit closer. Coming back up to tabletop. And now crisscrossing the other way, of course. So bringing that right arm down, left arm is behind. And start to drop down. Palms are both facing up. Forehead connects down, pushing into the shins on the legs. Closing the eyes. Breathing into the space we're creating here between the shoulder blades and the upper arms. One more breath here. And then gently start to release. Bring yourself up on that left forearm, drawing in the right. Coming back to tabletop. So bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to do a little bit of a wrist stretch, especially important if you've been doing schoolwork or working on your computer. Your wrists hold a lot of tension throughout the day. So we'll start on the left hand. So you're going to turn the palm, so the palm is face down, but your fingertips are pointed towards that left knee. Now if you have really tight wrists and you can't bring your palm all the way down, that's okay. Just bring it down as far as you can, keeping that right hand grounded to stabilize you so you don't overdo it here. So your weight is slightly into that right hand, keeping you steady, and you're pressing that palm back. Now if you're more flexible and you want to go deeper, you're just going to start to drop the hips back, deepening this stretch. But really just going to where you can hold. We're not overextending those wrists, we're just releasing them. One more breath here. And then shifting the weight a bit more on the right, allowing the hand to come up, you're going to flip it so the back of the hand is now against the ground. Just doing a little bit of a counter stretch. Pushing into the back of the hand. Again, for my more flexible practitioners, dropping the hips back a bit. Deepening that stretch. And then coming forward and slowly release that left hand down. Starting to move on to the right side, so shift that weight a little over to the left. Turn the hand so the fingertips and the right hand are pointed back towards that right knee. Pushing the palm in. Fingers are open wide. Holding where you can. That joyful discomfort. I know I love that phrase, but never bringing pain into the body. Always just challenging it. Releasing stress. Building space and strength without inviting pain. If you do need that extra stretch, of course, dropping the hips back, going to where you can hold. Awesome wrist release, one of my favorites. And then coming back, shifting a bit more into the left hand so you can bring that right hand up, flip the hand, so the back of the hand is now to the mat. And now just doing a counter stretch. Pushing gently into the back of the hand, releasing that little tension built up, any kind of stress. Nice. Inhale, release that hand down. Good. And exhale for just a moment, sitting back on the feet, shaking out the hands, shaking out those wrists, doing some circles. Feeling that little tiny stretches can really start to release any stress that we built up during our day. So next we're going to go down into our back a bit. So coming onto the bellies for this next pose. Lowering yourself here. All the way down to the mat. We're going to go into a kind of modified Shalabhasana locust pose. So we're just going to be working with our legs this time. Over time when you do locust more, you can incorporate the whole body. But for tonight, keeping it nice and gentle, we're going to draw the chin down to the mat. Keeping this chin grounded, giving you a strong, straight back, one line going back. Your arms relax at the side with your palms facing up. So you're going to be pushing into the back of the hands there. Just going to take this bracelet off for a moment just so I can completely ground down. So back of the hands are down. You're going to think about keeping the big toes touching, so kind of an internal rotation of your thighs, bringing your legs close together. And then on your next, we're going to do 3 sets of this. On your next inhale, just lifting up the legs slightly, squeezing them up. Inhale and exhale. No big motions here, just releasing any stress in that lower back that you've built up in your day, especially if you've been doing computer work, sitting a lot. Second one, inhale, lift up the legs. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale, release. Get those legs tight together, and this will be the last one. Inhale, pick up those legs. And exhale, release. Very nice, guys. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Again, small movements here. Pushing yourself first up to hands and knees. We're going to work to a downward facing dog. So holding here, tabletop for a moment. So really start to ground here for a moment, tucking the toes under, and you're going to keep your knees bent for this downward facing dog, just allowing the back to release a little bit better. So exhale, push into the balls of those feet. Bring yourself back, bent knees to a down dog. Your ears are going to be between the biceps and the arms. Pulling that navel in, pushing the hips a bit higher. Hands are open wide, feet are hip-width distance apart. Maybe pedal the feet a few moments if that feels good to you. Working those feet out, releasing the ankles. And then looking between the hands, you're going to start to gently walk the feet forward, coming all the way into a forward fold. Just being a rag doll here, there's no stress here or anything, allowing the arms to hang. And then if you'd like to go into an arm bind, you're going to bend the elbows, opening space again between the pinky finger and the ring finger, and tuck that into the crooks of the elbows. This is one of my favorite arm binds you can do in forward fold. You drop the forehead down to the top of the arm here. Again, a small pressure, releasing the forehead. Close the eyes. Relax here. Stay here if it feels good. You can maybe sway a little side to side. Thinking of yourself like an old rag doll, just swinging a little. Very nice. And coming back, letting that sway reduce and just come back to center on your own. Release that arm bind. And then we're going to come down to the mat, to Dandasana. So just relaxing down however you like, squatting down, and then extending the legs in front of you to staff pose. So now in staff pose, just to begin, I'm going to get those legs straight, the feet are flexed. Get that yoga block and have it kind of to the right side of the body, pretty close to you. Okay, we're going to move into Janushirshasana now. So using your hands, again, very controlled movements, deep breaths. So draw that left knee in, bringing the left foot to the ground. If it feels good while you're here and you're feeling some tightness in your hips, maybe just like a butterfly wing, you can kind of move here a bit. If you feel any tightness in the groin, this is a nice little movement. And then allow that left knee to come completely open. So the left foot is on the inside of the right leg. Right foot is flexed. Now from here, go ahead and grab that beautiful yoga block or the substitute of pillows if you need it. You have a few options here. You can either bring the block to the top of the leg, below or above the knee, depending how far forward that you can fold, or you can bring it to the inside of the leg. So kind of going where your body tells it needs to go today, how flexible you are. But you're going to inhale and then exhale. You're going to start to draw that forehead towards that extended leg, hinging at the hips, allowing that belly to connect to that top of that extended leg. And from here, wherever you are in this fold, you're going to drop your forehead right around that third eye area between the eyebrows. You're going to connect that to the block. So relaxing the head down. Finding the balance of the block on the leg. And if you don't feel too steady here and you want to just hold the block, that's fine. If you do feel steady enough, you can release the left arm to bring it behind the back. So the back of the left hand comes across the lower back, just a little bit of opening in the shoulder. And then the right hand can just drop towards the foot or the ankle or the calf. Holding you in this forward fold, eyes are closed. Janu Shirshasana. Feeling that connection, your third eye to the block, helping relax the face. Checking that you're only going to the edge of the comfort zone and a tiny bit beyond. And then if you are in that arm bind or extended arm, slowly release it. Bringing the hands back to the block. Letting that off to the side. For just a final moment, fold over that leg. And then bringing the hands to the mat, softly draw yourself back up to a seated position. Moving towards the other side now, of course. So draw the left leg, left knee up, squeeze it in. Extend that left leg out on an exhale. And now working to the right side. Inhale, draw that right knee in. If you are feeling some tightness in the groin, the day, maybe just let the right wing flap a little, like a butterfly. And then releasing that right knee all the way out, down to the ground. Right foot comes to the inside of the left leg. Left foot is flexed. You're still on those sit bones. And go ahead and grab your yoga block or substitute. Sitting up nice and straight here. Breathe in. And start to breathe out. Start to hinge at the hips, drawing that belly towards the top of the leg. Drawing the head forward. Grabbing that yoga block and bringing it to the top of the leg or right inside it if you need. Connecting the forehead to the block. Holding on to the block, if that's what you did, that's what you feel comfortable with. Or releasing that right arm out and behind the lower back. Just letting the back of that right hand rest against the back. And the left hand can come forward a bit if you like. Helping pull you just a tiny bit deeper. Respecting your body though. This is a gentle practice. So be very careful to keep things nice and easy for yourself. Face is relaxed. Sending your breath perhaps to the space in the back of the legs where you're feeling tightness. And on On the exhale, releasing it out. Just softly come out of this. Release the left hand and then the right, bringing it back to the blocks if you had that arm bind. And then releasing the block off to the side. Going into that deeper forward fold for just a moment. Dropping the head. And now start to walk the hands, coming back to the body. Release that right knee up. And go ahead and draw in your left. Give yourself a big hug, dropping that chin down towards the chest. Squeezing here. Okay, the last part of the physical aspect of this video is going to be against a wall. I recommend using a wall because it will help you, again, fully release tension and prepare for sleep. So moving the mat if you need to, so your booty can be up against the wall, so pushing the short edge of the mat right up against the wall, and I will meet you there. Continuing to the last part of the physical aspect of our practice, we're going to be coming to the wall. So a nice way to kind of approach this, if you're unfamiliar with how to get your booty right up against the wall, is to kind of go at it sideways, which I do want to show in case I have some newcomers. So sitting sideways, bringing the hips, bringing the bum as close to the wall as you can. You can lower yourself here, and then you're going to start to gently, think of yourself as a little kid, kind of rolling around. Start to roll yourself onto your back and bring your feet to the wall, and then you can sort of inchworm yourself closer if you're too far away. Take your time getting here, okay? So when you find yourself where you can feel the support of the wall right there, you're going to release the legs up. This is Viparita Karani, which is legs up the wall pose. It is an inversion because your feet are higher than your heart, but it's a nice relaxing one. So it's perfect to do before going to bed. This kind of helps bring the blood out of your feet, especially if you've been working, standing up, running around all day. This is a beautiful way to sort of counteract all of that and help you relax. You want your sacrum to be connected fully down to the earth. Your arms, they're up to you. Some people like to have one hand at the heart, one hand on the stomach, so you can really enjoy the feeling of your breath, raising your hands slightly. Other people like to have their arms relaxed slightly away from the body. So it's completely up to you. The important thing is that you are supported by the wall. Your sacrum, the lower back, is grounded, and you're able to relax the arms. We're going to take a few moments here. Just close the eyes. Connecting with your breath. And perhaps by now you can kind of already feel a bit of the difference of having your feet elevated like this. If you do suffer from plantar fasciitis, perhaps you can use this to help prepare you to some physical therapy work. Bending the knees and pressing the feet into the wall kind of helps relieve some of that pain there. So Viparita Karani is a very powerful pose you can do a lot in. And you'll see in a moment what I mean. We're going to finish with some spinal twist work from this pose. Taking a few more breaths here. So go into the spinal twist aspect from here. This is going to be a really nice, easy way. You're going to bend the knees to bring the feet to the wall. And you're going to start to walk your feet. I'm going to walk it to the right first so you can see what I'm doing. Walk your feet. Bring your arms out from the body, palms facing down. And gently just let the feet fall with the knees together off to one side. Arms are perpendicular. And then you can turn your head in the opposite direction of your knees to kind of give yourself a full spinal twist. Again, closing the eyes to fully relax if you like. Trying to melt that left shoulder down to the ground. So really opening up the chest here as well. Final breath here. Deep inhale and exhale. Turning your head to look back up, releasing the neck twist. This is the important thing, is you want to really support yourself coming out of here. So really pushing into this right hand, pushing into the right arm to start to draw the sacrum back to the earth, walking the feet very softly, little steps, until you're feeling more secure, and then maybe crossing the foot over. Walking yourself, of course, to the other side. Dropping the knees so that they fall together, stacked over to the left. When your arms are out, palms facing down, then turn your head towards the right hand. Trying to melt that right shoulder down to the earth. Closing the eyes and breathe deeply. Noticing any tension. Just noticing it, sending the breath there. Two more breaths here. Very nice. Open the eyes. Turn the head so that you're looking back up at the sky. And now, very carefully controlled movement. You're going to start to push into the left hand, the left arm. Bringing the feet, walking them up the wall, bringing them, and then extending into a very brief Viparita Karani. Just a few breaths here, just to release that spinal twist work we just did. Drawing the hands so that they come to the belly and the chest if you like, or just relaxing them at the side. Now, even though we were in a spinal twist, we were still kind of helping the legs, having them slightly elevated, different parts. So it's just a beautiful practice to incorporate, especially right before you go to sleep, to really help counteract a lot of the work, a lot of the pressure put on our lower extremities throughout the day. All right, to come out of this, you're going to again bend the knees, bring the feet to the wall. And then we're going to roll to the right. Slowly rolling out of this. Bringing that left hand to the earth in front of you. And then pushing into the left hand and the right arm. To bring yourself up to your final seated position. Nice and gentle. Okay, that concludes the physical aspect of this practice. From here, I'm going to continue and do a bit of mental work, so some affirmations and some deep breathing. If this is where you would like to stop this video, that is fine. And I thank you for joining me today. I hope this really helps you to have a more restful and peaceful night of sleep. And if you did enjoy the video, of course, I would always appreciate a like, some feedback, subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. All good things. And have a wonderful night. If you do wish to continue with me, I especially encourage you now to grab some beautiful cushion, okay? Even if it's just something you want to just have as like a little bit of a weight on your lap, it's fine. It's not pressing you down, but it is a bit of a security feeling. So even if you want to keep your sit bones connected to the ground, that's fine. But have a pillow or have a blanket, kind of to get you more in that mindset of comfort. Okay, so finding a comfortable seat here. We're going to do affirmation work. This will be 3 sentences that we will say in 3 sets. So every set will have the same 3 sentences. I will say one at a time and give you time to repeat this, either out loud or inside your mind if that's what you're more comfortable with. And then after that, we will all take a deep breath before moving to the next. Okay? The first set, you're going to have your hands either right outside the hips if you like, or a little bit but beside the body. Fingertips are connected, or the palms, whichever you feel more comfortable with, but I want you to have a connection to the earth for that first set. After we finish our first set of 3 sentences, we're going to move our hands to the top of the legs or resting here on your pillow or blanket. And then the final set, you get to choose. You can either just have your hands grounding themselves to your body at your center, left palm being closest to your body, right hand on top. Or you can cup your hands, making a little bit of a space here, and bringing them to cover the eyes. After we finish our 3rd set of affirmations, just release the arms again, palms down, and hold for a few breaths. All right. So settling here, dropping the chin for a moment, closing the eyes. Bring the hands outside the hips, fingertips or palms, grounding you to the earth. I give thanks for what today has brought me. I look forward to a restful sleep. I release all worry, knowing tomorrow is a fresh start. Softly bringing your hands, palms facing down, on your legs. I give thanks for what today has brought me. I look forward to a restful sleep. I release all worry, knowing tomorrow is a fresh start. finally, bringing your hands to that final spot for the third set. Left hand closer to the body, perhaps, if you're putting your hands on top of each other, or just cupping the hands over the eyes, settling there for a breath. I give thanks for what today has brought me. I look forward to a restful sleep. I release all worry, knowing tomorrow is a fresh start. Exhale, dropping the hands on top of the legs, holding for a moment. Feeling safe, feeling secure, feeling connected, and ready for a beautiful, peaceful night. Drawing the hands together at the heart. I thank you for sharing this practice with me. Have a wonderful evening and sweet dreams. Namaste.